The village of Shandamper was a place of beautiful sunsets, but harsh realities. For Maya, beauty was a luxury she couldn't afford, while other girls her age worried about the color of their silk ribbons or the shine on their new shoes. Maya worried about the holes in the soles of her only pair of sandals. Maya's father worked as a daily laborer until a fall from a construction site left him bedridden. Her mother, Sarita, spent her days washing the heavy linens of the wealthy families in the village. Maya helped her, scrubbing soap into fabric until her small knuckles were raw and red. In the village school, Maya was a ghost. Or worse, she was a target. The Golden Group, led by a girl named Selena, made sure Maya never forgot her place. Selena was the daughter of the village head. She wore crisp white uniforms and carried a pink bag that smelled like artificial strawberries. "Look at her," Selena would whisper loudly as Maya walked into the classroom. "The smell of laundry soap is coming before she does." "Maya, did you wash your face with the same brush you use for the floors?" The other girls, eager to stay in Selena's favor, would giggle. They called her the rag doll. They would purposely trip her in the hallway, sending her old, yellowed notebooks flying. One rainy Tuesday, the heartbreak reached its peak. Maya had worked for 3 months to buy a single, brand new blue pen, a luxury compared to the broken pencils she usually used. She had kept it tucked inside her bag like a treasure. Selena saw it. During the lunch break, while Maya was sitting under a tree eating a dry piece of bread, Selena and her friends approached. "Is this yours, rag doll?" Selena asked, holding the blue pen between 2 fingers as if it were trash. "A girl who can't afford lunch shouldn't be carrying such fancy things. You probably stole it." "I didn't steal it," Maya said, her voice trembling. "I worked for it. Please, give it back." Selena smirked. She dropped the pen onto the muddy ground and crushed it under the heel of her expensive leather shoe. The plastic snapped, and the blue ink bled into the mud, looking like a dark, weeping wound. "Clean it up," Selena hissed. "The mud matches your life." Maya didn't fight back. She couldn't. If she got into trouble, her mother would lose her jobs. Maya knelt in the mud, her tears falling into the blue ink. That night, she didn't eat. She sat by her father's bed and whispered, "Does being poor mean I'm not human?" Her father took her hand. His skin was like parchment. "Maya," he whispered, "the world sees your clothes. God sees your mind. But the university sees your marks. Books are the only ladders that can take you over these village walls." From that night on, Maya stopped crying. The heartbreak didn't disappear, but it turned into something hard and cold. It turned into a fire. The second year of high school was the hardest. Maya's day started at 4 a.m. She would fetch water, help her mother with the first load of laundry, and then run 4 miles to school to save the bus fare. The bullying didn't stop. It evolved. When Selena realized that insults didn't make Maya cry anymore, she tried to sabotage her studies. During a chemistry practical, one of Selena's friends poured salt into Maya's solution, ruining her experiment. When Maya's grades stayed high, they hid her textbooks. "You're wasting your time, Maya," Selena told her one afternoon, cornering her near the well. "My father is already talking to the dean of the city college. I'll be in a dormitory while you're still scrubbing my mother's cerise. Why even try?" Maya looked Selena in the eye. It was the first time she hadn't looked at the ground. "The sun shines on everyone, Selena, even the ones you think are in the dark." But staying in the light was difficult. Maya's house had no electricity. While Selena studied in a room with an air cooler and a bright LED lamp, Maya sat by a small kerosene lamp. The fumes made her cough, and the dim light strained her eyes until they turned red. She had no money for extra coaching or guides that everyone else used for the national entrance exam. Instead, she spent her lunch breaks in the school library. The librarian, a quiet man named Mr. Das, noticed the girl who never ate lunch and always had a book. One day, he placed a thick, dusty volume on her table. "This is a physics guide from 5 years ago," he said softly. "The concepts haven't changed. Take it home. Just don't let the others see." Maya studied until her fingers were stained with ink and her head throbbed. There were nights when the hunger in her stomach was so sharp, she couldn't focus on the equations. She would drink a glass of water, press a hand against her belly, and repeat the names of the top universities like a prayer. The ultimate test came 2 weeks before the final exam. Maya's mother fell ill with a fever. For 7 days, Maya had to do all the laundry herself. She worked from dawn until dusk, her hands soaking in cold water, her back aching. She studied while she hung the clothes. She pinned a page of biology notes to the clothesline, memorizing the structure of DNA while she shook out wet sheets. She solved math problems in the dust on the ground while waiting for the clothes to dry. Her friends, or rather, the girls she grew up with, passed by her, laughing. They were going to the cinema to de-stress before the big exam. "Look at the scholar," Selena laughed, pointing at the notes pinned to the laundry line. "She's literally washing her brains." "You're going to fail, Maya. You're too tired to think." Maya didn't look up. She just whispered the formula for acceleration. She knew she wasn't just running a race. She was running for her life. The day the results were released, the village was buzzing. A crowd gathered at the local internet cafe. Because most families didn't have computers, Selena was there, surrounded by her entourage. She wore a brand new yellow dress. "I'm sure I got at least 85, she bragged. "My father already bought me a laptop for my university start." Maya stood at the very back of the crowd. Her heart was beating so hard she felt it in her throat. Her mother stood beside her, her hands still smelling of soap, gripping Maya's shoulder. One by one, names appeared on the screen. Selena's name came up. 72, the man at the computer announced. Selena's face fell. It was a good score, but not enough for the great university she had boasted about. A silence fell over her group. The man scrolled down. He stopped. He rubbed his glasses and looked again. "Wait," he said, his voice rising. "Maya. Maya Sharma?" The crowd went quiet. Maya stepped forward, her legs shaking. "Maya Sharma," the man shouted, a huge grin breaking across his face. 98. 8. You are the state topper. You have a full scholarship to the National University of Science. A collective gasp echoed through the room. Selena looked as if she had been slapped. The rag doll had not just passed. She had conquered. The silence was broken by a sob. It was Maya's mother, the woman who had spent 20 years bent over other people's clothes, was finally standing tall. In the weeks that followed, the village changed. People who used to ignore Maya now brought sweets to her house. Even the village head, Selena's father, had to come and congratulate her for bringing honor to the village. The most heartbreaking, yet beautiful, moment came the day before Maya left for the city. She was packing her few belongings into an old suitcase when there was a knock on the door. It was Selena. She wasn't wearing a fancy dress. She looked small. She held out a small box. "My father is sending me to a small college in the next town," she said. Her voice, barely a whisper. I realized I only hated you because I was afraid of how hard you worked. I had everything, and I was still lazy. You had nothing, and you became everything." Maya opened the box. Inside was a beautiful, expensive fountain pen. "I can't replace the one I broke," Selena said, "but maybe you can use this to write your first thesis." Maya looked at the pen, then at the girl who had made her life a nightmare for years. She realized then that her success had already healed the wounds. She didn't need to hold on to the anger. "Thank you, Selena," Maya said firmly. "I hope you find your own path too." The next morning, Maya stood at the village bus stop. She wore a simple, clean suit. Her ribbon wasn't frayed anymore. It was new and blue, the color of the ink she once cried over. As the bus pulled away, she looked at the fields and the laundry lines one last time. Maya's journey proves that the loudest voices of your critics are nothing compared to the quiet whisper of your own ambition. Maya didn't let the mud of the village stop her. She used it to ground herself while she reached for the stars. While others relied on money and status, Maya relied on her mind. In the end, the world respects results more than ribbons. Forgiveness is freedom. But by forgiving those who hurt her, Maya showed that she had not only outstudied them, but also outgrown them. If you are feeling like the rag doll today, if you are being looked down upon because of your clothes, your background, or your bank account, remember, Maya, the sun doesn't check your bank balance before it shines on you. Keep working in the dark, and eventually, your light will be so bright that even those who ignored you will have to look up. If Maya's story touched your heart and gave you the strength to keep pushing toward your goals, don't let the inspiration stop here. We share stories of resilience, success, and human triumph every week. To keep your fire burning, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. so you never miss a story that could change your life.